First tonight, a report from the Humane Society trying to educate people on where they get their puppies.
It's called the Horrible 100, and it's working to shine a light on the conditions dogs are forced to live through. Thanks for joining us at 10. I'm Jasmine Brooks.
I'm Joel D. Smith. So tonight we're taking a closer look at this list and the 6 Central PA kennels on it. The report names 100 so-called problematic breeders and sellers. It looks at state kennel inspection records, if a breeder has been fined, and consumer complaints.
The Central PA-based kennels on the report are Blissful Paws, Steve's Kennels, Turkey Hill Kennel, and Oak Ridge Kennel in Lancaster County.
So those are your Lancaster County ones. Little Puppies Online in York County, and also Eichenluft, Working German Shepherds in Cumberland County.
So CBS 21's Hallie Jacobs spoke to officials who made the list and then owners of one of those kennels who says the list is unfair.
She joins us now with all that. Hallie.
That's right, Geraldine, Jasmine. Now, one of the breeders on the list who has been in this top 100 report 6 times says that being on it has ruined her reputation as a dog breeder and rescuer. The list says her kennel has received multiple verbal and written warnings over the past decade, the latest one being in December 2022. So we went to her to find out her side.
I'm not a puppy mill. I do everything right. All my dogs are health tested before they're bred. They're all imported lines. You know, I don't cut any corners. I'm not mass producing.
The list says that the violations range from inadequate protection for dogs from the cold, lack of proper vaccination documents, lack of proper licenses, and more.
We want to maintain a record to show that these particularly problematic puppy mills failed to follow even the most basic survival standards.
The Humane Society puts the list together using inspection reports from the USDA and individual state inspection reports.
And we identify the places that have some of the more really awful conditions that lead to really bad animal welfare problems, and also some of the ones that are more widespread: sanitation problems, veterinary issues that are not being treated, injuries that are not being treated, overcrowded cages.
But Molly Graff, the breeder, says that the inspection reports are inaccurate. She says that she technically had 3 licenses: a kennel license for breeding, a nonprofit license for rescuing dogs, and a boarding license to help take in rescues from other nonprofits.
It really never had anything to do with the breeding. I never broke any laws or rules with the breeding program. I never went over the limit of dogs I could breed or sell. I never did anything wrong with the breeding.
So when they would come by for inspections, she says they would count all of the dogs from every section all together, ultimately inspecting her as a commercial kennel, which she would fail year after year.
And after I failed 2 or 3 inspections, they would revoke my license. Then I would go to court. They would do that every year. So I would win in court. They would give me back my licenses.
After the 4th year of this, she gave up her rescue license in order to keep breeding. Now, during her most recent inspection in February of 2023, Molly's kennel was found to be in compliance with state regulations. In fact, 5 out of 6 of the Central PA breeders on the report are shown to be in compliance. CBS 21 also reached out to another breeder on the list, Pennsylvania's Puppies Online, who responded with a statement saying, quote, "Regarding the specific issue mentioned in the report, we would like to clarify that it was identified during our first ever inspection. Once we were made aware of the spacing requirements, we took immediate action to address and rectify the situation," end quote.
Every single person in here from Pennsylvania failed to comply with Pennsylvania laws that set some very basic standards for puppy mills. And none of these puppy mill owners seem to want to take any responsibility for how negligent they've been in caring for the dogs. Instead, we just hear excuses after excuses.
There is a kennel at Molly's location, but we didn't get a chance to see inside. Now, with this list, it's important to keep in mind that the Humane Society says there are puppy mills that they don't know about and where inspectors are unable to document the conditions. So they say that they aren't sure if these 100 on the list are the absolute worst because there might be others out there. So for now, I'll send it back over to you, Joel D. and Jasmine.